Well, hello. It's time for another Gin and Groans special. Some of you like this, some of you hate it. That's okay. These are just purely my opinions, my thoughts, and you have yours, and you are welcome to comment. And please do. It's not meant to be a one-way street. You can disagree with me. I don't give a fuck. But maybe we could get some constructive thoughts going. What do you think? Now, over my shoulder here is my Jaguar Mark II engine. As you're all well aware, my Mark II is in the body shop being done at last. I've been restoring this car since 1988. Oh my God, way before some of you were even born. Yeah, and unfortunately some have born and some have died. And to me that's crazy. When I see someone that has died and they're 61, I go, hang on a minute, I was born before them, I'm still alive. Not quite sure why. Maybe someone has a plan, and I won't say God because I don't believe in him. If you do, that is your thing. I will find out if there is a God the day I die, and I will either be right or I will be wrong. And does it really matter? I'm sorry, I'm hearing noises. I think maybe, I'm sorry, I gotta check. I think my customers arrived. Okay, sorry about that. It was Mr. UPS delivering me some paint. There are a few things that I have on my Gin and Groans list. Some I have the strange memory that I may have mentioned them before, and if I have, I guess I apologise. But you know, when you get old, shit sometimes duplicates itself. My Mark II, as I was mentioning, I was restoring this. I purchased this back in 1988 when my father was alive, and I'm sure I mentioned my father was in the Sweeney flying squad and used to chase the robbers in the Mark II Jaguars, and I won't go into the details of how I got into them because that is in one of my previous videos. But I wanted to do this in honour of my father. Unfortunately, he died before I could do it because, well, simply put, when I had the money, I didn't have the time. When I had the time, I didn't have the money. He did actually invest money in the Mark II. I think he was hoping that his contribution would put it on the road and he could see it and he could drive it, but I'm not maligning him, but the contribution he made was small compared to what it cost to actually bring one of these rusty beasts back to life. And yes, it was, you know, he was involved in the Great Train Robbery, as in chasing the crooks. He was involved with the Krays, etc., etc. And I'm sure I've covered this many times before, so I'm not going to go into it again. I would just raise a glass to my father, say I love you, Dad. You were a hero of mine. Now, let's move on to a pet peeve of mine, which again, if I've covered it before, tough shit. English versus American. And I don't mean we fight each other. I mean things like dates. You guys put the month first. So you go from the second biggest to the first to the last. It doesn't make sense. Things progress, you know, left to right for argument's sake. Smallest division, next division, next division. Day, month, year. Logical. America says, no, let's put the month first. And then we'll do the day. Gets very confusing. Especially as I renewed my subscription on something, because having lived in America for so long now, I thought, oh my God, my subscription's running out. And it wasn't. Because it was arse about face. And measurements. Again, something else I mentioned. In England, when you buy a piece of timber 4x2, it's 4 inches by 2 inches. Over here, 4x2 means, well, it might be 3 and a bit, maybe 3.5 if you're really fucking lucky. By 2, well, inch and a half, inch and 5/8. America, you're being shafted. Okay, let's move on from that. Hey, whatever I say, do understand, I love living in America. I would not want to live anywhere else. I love this country. I would die for this country. Unlike some who just cross the border. Cheers. My next little peeve. I guess it's a peeve against America, but it may even happen in England. I just don't know it. Sorry about this. Wanker's cramp. My wrist is so fucked up. I gotta wear this. I gotta go for an operation. Rewind. Drug companies. Over here, they get away with murder. In one respect. They'll advertise their drug. You know, let's say it's to cure diarrhea. What are the side effects? Oh, nausea, kidney failure, liver failure, heart failure. Oh, and by the way, if you're allergic to our drug, don't take it. What? That should not be allowed. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Any drug company that manufactures a drug that has more than one side effect should not be allowed to sell that drug. And they definitely shouldn't be saying, oh, if you're allergic to our drug, don't take it. How the fuck do you know unless you take it? And how the government over here allows it? Oh, of course the drug companies pay the government. You parasitic assholes. Sorry. Let's move on to something else. Woke. What the fuck's a woke? I have no clue. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it stands for. To be honest, I really don't want to. The modern millennials, who are, in my mind, most of them are dickheads. Look it up. They have no English comprehension. Apart from whatever fucking woke is, and I'm sure someone will be happy to tell me. Then they go, oh, like this and like that and like and what? It is or it isn't. It's not basically, it is. It's not like, it is or it isn't, whichever. Okay, let's move on from that. I unfortunately live next to a school. Don't ask me what grade they are, I haven't got a fucking clue. They're kids. They're, I don't know, so high. They go out in the field, which is across from my driveway. And yes, I would say I chose to live here. I kind of did, I kind of didn't. I didn't want to be next to the school, but it was a good plot and blah, 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 and the wife said, and so I did what the wife said. Yeah. They're out there playing. Playtime. They are screaming. The boys and the girls are screaming. When I was at school, boys did not scream. They yelled, but they did not scream like little girls. It seems here the boys scream like little girls. Bunch of fucking pansies. Girls, when I was at school, yes, I know, it was a long time ago, they only screamed if they were in danger. It's like crying wolf. If I heard a girl scream when I was younger, I would think there is something seriously wrong, and I would do whatever I could to help that girl. But no, over here, I say over here, I'm not saying it's any different in England. I have no fucking clue because I don't live there. Screaming seems to be the way it goes. Wrong in my book. Let's move on to something else, shall we? Over here, no, rewind. Anywhere, it seems that now doing your job is a chore. You're paid to do a particular job, whatever it is, but you complain about it. If you don't like that job, get a different one. Get one that excites you. Get one that you enjoy. If you don't have the particular skills required to do the job you want or you enjoy, go learn them. It's not rocket science. You can do it. Get out there. Learn. Go for the goals. Go for what you want. Unfortunately, I half did it. Only half did it. Motor racing was my thing. I didn't realise it until it was too late. But I still enjoy it. But I also enjoy computers, and that's where I spent the majority of my life, working on computers. I love cars, so that was a sideline. I did that. I enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. So don't sit there and bitch and bitch and bitch. Get your fucking finger out your ass and go and do what you want to do. Yes, it requires effort. No one's going to hand it to you. Unless you're one of these poor kiddies that mummy and daddy are so fucking rich you can do whatever you want. All right, time for a sip. Hang on. When I was in IT, which was some time ago, and I worked for a company over here in America. They were called ACE or RMC, and I was employed as the IT director. And my job was to advise, run the IT department, and that incorporated various areas. When I got there, the computers were outdated, to say the least. It was pathetic. So I had to try and upgrade all the systems. I met with resistance all the way along the line because it meant spending money. Well, if you want to move in the modern world, you need to spend money. The computers we had were pathetic, and that's putting it politely. It was a collections agency, so you need the best machines you can get, you need the best security you can get. But the owner of the company did not want to spend the money. So it was a contract on a particular machine, which was well outdated, should have been replaced a long time ago. However, he would not replace it, so I said, okay, fine, we need to get this contract in place, and it needs to be bunk, 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 and bunk, covering our asses, basically. No, I don't want to spend that money. Yeah, but if you don't spend that money, Mr. Boss, and it fails, it's going to cost you a lot of money. You, the company. No, Gary. Sometimes you have to take the gamble. Those were his exact words. So I said, okay, you're wrong, but you own the company. I can't make you spend the money. A few months down the road, yep, I was proved right. The machine went tits up, and it cost his company approximately $250,000 to $500,000 in repairs. And the fact that we were down and could not collect money because it was a collections agency cost him a lot of money. He called me into his office and said, hey, Gary, how the fuck, what the fuck, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, I told you what we should have done. You said, no, sometimes, Gary, you have to take a gamble. I proved him wrong. Guess what? I was outsourced. Yeah. And then his company went downhill and he was bought out. No surprise there. Sorry, biting my tongue here to say what I think should happen to him. Let's move on to more, what should we say? I'm trying to find the right area to go to here. Let's get on to some lighter things. Sorry, need a sip. When you're on the phone with a company and they're sorting out your credit card problem or insurance, whatever, and of course they are always told, is there anything else I can do for you? Try this next time. It's just for fun. Say, yes, I'd like to know the winning lottery numbers for this weekend, please. Most of them say, oh, shit, if I knew that, I wouldn't be working here. I did have one person who gave me a set load of numbers. I'm going to do that one day. I haven't done them yet, but I will. What the hell? Cost me $1 for a line of numbers. Just for fun. Now, I got to get back to the Jaguar IRS that I was doing and the part that I bought from East Coast Jaguar. Now, I bought a number of parts from him, absolutely no problem. Fine. But I had a problem with one part. And I felt I had a rapport with this particular guy. I think his name was John. And he is also a member of the Delaware, British Car Club of Delaware, which my brother, I believe, is the secretary. So I thought, well, there's a rapport there. Anyway, I had a part that I bought from him that was defective. No two ways about it. It was defective. Didn't work. And I even proved it on a video. Oh, you send it back to me. I got to get a micrometer on this. Blah, blah, blah. John, it's defective. Give me a replacement or send my money back. Well, that didn't go down too well, apparently. I sent it back to him. at my expense. And at the same time, I fortunately had paid through PayPal and raised a request that I would like my money back because he did not respond to me. The next thing I get is an abusive message from him. I won't say what it said. Why do you need to do this? You sent me a part, it's defective, you and I have a rapport, but you just get nasty with me over, it was like $55. And I'm continuing to work on Jaguar, so I would have purchased many more parts from him, but obviously not now. It's a shame people like this exist in the restoration world. It really is, and it's sad, and I'm sorry about it. I find it hard to comprehend why you would shoot yourself in the foot. And then I looked at the reviews on him, and I can see why he has such a very, very low rating, because of his attitude. Yeah, I sent the part back to him. I got my $55 back because PayPal made him pay me, but they didn't refund the shipping to send the part to me. They didn't refund the shipping for me to send the part to him. So, you know, what the fuck? And this guy continues to be in business, which to me is wrong. I really do wish he'd come up and said, hey, terribly sorry, Gary. Let me send you another one. Well, terribly sorry, Gary. How about I just give you a refund and the shipping and blah, blah, blah. And then he would have got probably another $2,000 or $3,000 worth of business out of me. But he decided to be petty. I don't understand that mentality. Well, I guess I do. Sorry. Don't go to East Coast Jaguar in Delaware. They will fuck you. Let's move on to something a little nicer. S&G Barrett. I have used S&G Barrett for new parts. New parts. Always very helpful. I speak to a guy called Frank, and he's always very helpful. He sorts out all the problems. He guides me to what I need, because sometimes I haven't got a fucking clue, and I think I need this, and he's, no, Gary, you need this. What year is it? No, you need this. Why do I need that help? I know Jaguars. I know a lot of Jaguars. I don't know everything. He does. He's helpful. That's what you want, customer service. Oh, hey, Frank, I bought this. I got the wrong one. Sorry, it was my fault. No problem, Gary. Send it back. We'll give you a refund. No fucking arguing. No shit. Great. All right, let's move on. And it's kind of in the same vein. Google reviews. I have and do Google reviews. If I go to a company and they're good, I'll recommend them. If they're shit, I'll diss them. No two ways about it. Let me give you one example, if I haven't already, and maybe I have. Wingstop here in Queen Creek, Arizona. I had a bad experience there. So I complained via Google, and I didn't hang around. I mean, I went for the fucking throat because of what had happened to me. The district manager called me. Terribly sorry, Mr. Mees. We really do apologize for this. How can we rectify the situation? I don't know what you're thinking. Well, if you're going to have a party, we can supply you with the wings and whatever you want, and obviously it won't cost you anything. That's customer service. That's good. I have badmouthed other companies because they treated me like shit, they fucked up, but they didn't respond. Wingstop did respond. They sorted out my problem. The DM was in constant contact with me, making sure that when I had my party, which I did, I got everything I needed and I was happy with it. That's customer service. That's what a district manager should do. Okay, let's wrap this up. I'm sorry about the interruption there. It was my lovely post lady. She's really nice. Customer service again. She brings the package to me in my garage. She could have just dumped it on the front door, but she gives customer service. You can't get that these days. Oh, not much. Yeah, social media I don't involve myself with, as in Instagram, Facebook, all of those things where you waste your life. What's the other one? Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. The only things I do is I look at YouTube and I will review companies on Google. That's as much social media as I need. Maybe because I'm an old fart. But I don't need to waste my time showing people this is what I had for dinner. This is what I had for breakfast. Oh look, here's a picture of my head. Who gives a fuck? Nobody. Unfortunately, it does mean I've lost contact with a few people who insist on using Facebook or Instagram. And one of them is a good friend of mine back in England, but he only seems to survive on Facebook, which is really sad. I will not waste my time on Facebook or give Mr. Fuckerburger any kind of recognition. Okay, there you go. That's my gin and groans over. Rather a long one, I'm sure you will agree. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave some comments. What the fuck? Subscribe to my channel, Jaguar1. Look, I'm a wounded soldier. Well, actually I was Navy, but there you go. We won't go into that, will we? Cheers, everybody. Your good health. No, I'm not even going to go where I was going to say what I was going to say about the current incompetent government we have in America.